Welcome to another episode of Traffic Time. Let's talk about getting clients today. Now, when I first started freelancing, I had a website just for myself. It was just jadeallencook.com. And that was for me to show potential clients, and I had my work on there. And when I wanted to start expanding, it was a little bit difficult because I would get a salesperson and I would say to that salesperson, yeah, just tell them to go to jadeallencook.com and there they can see my work that I've done. Which might work, but isn't the best way. I would imagine if you're planning to expand, to grow a team, it's not just going to be you developing. You plan on adding more people to the team later. Maybe it's salespeople, maybe it's graphic designers, maybe even more developers. So you don't necessarily just want to go with yourname.com. That's good if you're just getting started. Say for instance you just started developing. Well, you're probably going to want to do just a personal website. That way you can start reaching out to potential clients, and in the beginning you're just going to be, a one-man band, and you're pretty much going to be wearing all of the hats. This is just to kind of build your portfolio. But eventually you're going to want to expand and you're going to want to grow and add people to the team. And it took me a while to comprehend this. And eventually I created a brand called OnFlow. Now, back in the day when you wanted to start a business, you would, there's a lot of legal things and paperwork. And don't get me wrong, you still have to do that stuff. But in today's age, really all you need to do is start a Facebook page, get the Instagram, secure the domain, and build out the website. Oh yeah, and business cards and stuff like that as well. So you can start by just making yourself a personal website, but if you know that you want this to grow into something bigger eventually, you can just make a business website in the beginning. Because the longer the website's up and the more people that are visiting it, the better the SEO is going to get over time. And the more brand recognition you're going to have. I'm just going to assume that you already have a website up for your business, you have a logo, and you've made out all the social media accounts. And now you're ready to start reaching out to clients. The first thing that I recommend is building out a page for specific businesses on your website. So say for instance you want to reach out to tattoo shops. You would build out a landing page specifically for tattoo shops. And then you can go to Yellow Pages, look for tattoo shops in your area, or it doesn't necessarily even have to be in your area. And Yellow Pages will give you all of their email addresses. So then you collect all of those email addresses and you put them inside of a spreadsheet. This will allow you to import them into a service like MailChimp. That way you're not sending out individual emails, which is fine in the beginning. You can send out individual emails. But if you have all of the emails inside of a spreadsheet, you can just import them into MailChimp and send it out to a bunch of people all at once. And MailChimp will actually give you some analytics. They'll tell you, this is who's opened your email, and these are the people that have clicked the links inside your email. I should also mention, on that landing page, you need to have a call of action. So somewhere on that page, you should have a button that says, let's get started, or contact us, some kind of call to action. And you don't necessarily have to build out a whole page and a form and a back-end system. That button could just go to a Google form. And then when anybody fills out that Google form, it will send you an email saying, hey, someone's filled out the form. But that's very unlikely in the beginning. There's a very small percentage of people that are actually going to follow through and fill out that form. That's not the reason for this email on that landing page. The reason that you've done all this is so that you have an introduction, so they've heard of your business and they know your brand. And like I said, MailChimp will tell you who has opened your email and who's clicked the links. So you send out that email and you wait a few days and you'll have a list of all of these people that have clicked through and visited your webpage. Now the next step is to do follow-up calls. Now don't get too excited, the sale is still, 2 or 3 steps away. Let me give you an example of how a follow-up call would go. It's best if you know the owner's name, because the first person that's going to answer the phone is going to be the gatekeeper. They're the ones trying to keep you away from the owner. And if you call saying, hey, is the owner available, they're most likely just going to ignore you and hang up the phone. But if you call and say, hey, is Matt available, you're more likely to get through. And sometimes they'll ask, who's calling? And this is one of my favorite techniques. You can say, oh yeah, just let them know that Jade's calling. That puts in their head, oh, Matt must know Jade. So now you have the owner on the phone. And you know that the owner has opened up your email and visited your website. Now this call isn't to talk to them about, your marketing or your branding or your website development. This call is just to set up an appointment where you can talk for 15-20 minutes about what their goals are. It's another thing, you don't want to focus on the website, because people have a lot of preconceptions about what a website entails, and they've most likely had a bunch of bad experiences dealing with other website people, because a lot of developers aren't really good at project management. You want to say something like, hey Matt, this is Jade from OnFlow. I sent you an email. Did you get a chance to check it out? And because you've used MailChimp, you know that they've had a chance to check it out. If they say no or they ask what this is about, you want to give them a brief overview of what you do. We help businesses succeed online through social media marketing and website development. And I know you're busy, and I have some more calls to do today as well. Is there a time, maybe next week, that we could talk for 15-20 minutes? You could tell me about your goals. I can tell you what my team can do to help you accomplish those goals, and we can see if we'd be a good match. Bam. Straightforward. Now, I don't get upset if they say no or they just hang up, because I know what I have to offer is extremely valuable to them. And if they want to miss out on it, that's their call. But what I'm pretty much saying is, hey, let my team help your business make more money. If you want to skip out, that's fine. There's so many businesses that need what I'm offering. So don't get frustrated with that. So if they're open-minded and they'll give you the time of day, you can set up an appointment where you guys can chat for 15-20 minutes. And then in the next call, all you're gonna do is listen to all of their goals. Oh, we've been trying to be more active on Instagram. Our website is really out of date. They know what they need to work on. And if they don't, then you can try to help guide them. Make sure you have a piece of paper and you can write down all of their goals. And then at the end of the call, you list off everything that they've said that they want to accomplish. So let me get this right. You want to modernize your website. You want to be more active on Instagram. You want to redo your logo. And this is the next question. This one has always been the hardest for me, because I never knew how to word it. Because what you're pretty much saying is, how much do you have to spend? But you don't want to say it like that. The more elegant way to say that is, so how much do you have allocated to this project? Or how much could you allocate to this project? That's pretty much saying, how much do you have to spend? And sometimes they'll say back to you, well, how much does something like this cost? And really, there's no definitive answer to that. Eminem says in one of his songs, I wanted an album so rugged that no one could touch it. Spent $1 million a track and went over my budget. So the same goes for marketing and websites. There's unlimited amount of time that you can put into this. And like I said in my last video, you don't want to charge by the project, you want to charge by the hour. So based off of how much they have allocated to this project is how much time you're going to put into it. So then hopefully they'll give you their budget. If they don't give you a budget, then you can, I guess, try to put together a package that seems reasonable based off of what kind of business they have and where they're located. Then you're going to say, let me check in with my team. I'll take this all to them and we can see what we can figure out. If you're freelancing by yourself, then you're just going to figure this out by yourself. But if you're working with a team, then you're going to want to talk with your team about how many hours you're going to delegate to each task. And you're going to put together 3 packages. One at right around what they have allocated, one slightly below, and another one that's way above budget. So say that their budget's $5,000. You're going to want to put together one for like $5,200, another one for around $4,000, and then you're going to want to put together one that's around, $6,000 or $7,000. And the one that's around $6,000 or $7,000 is the one that's like fully loaded. It has all of the bells and whistles. Oh yeah, and make sure when you're on that consultation to set up an appointment to go over the invoices. So you put together all of the invoices and you email them to your client a day or 2 before your appointment. This will give them a little bit of time to look them over. And the next step is just closing the sale. It's like a whole step in itself. There's a lot of psychology and different methods that you can use. But usually, since you've put so much time into this and you've built some rapport with them, oh yeah, I should also mention, when you first call them to set up that original appointment, you might want to also mention that you're going to give them some kind of value. So like just mentioning, hey, even if you don't decide to go with us, we're going to give you some pointers and some direction to take your business online. That way, if you want to do it yourself, you'll have that option. And so in your consultation, you're going to want to talk about things that they could do on their website, things that they could do on their social media, and just kind of give them some pointers. It's a pretty straightforward process. So if you like this video, if you don't like this video, and if you want to see more of these videos, you know what to do. Until next time.